I mean, my job is extraordinary, and the opportunities that I have, they are indeed extraordinary. But my life is very, it's very simple. I'm reading all the time, but not only books, articles, of course scripts, because that normally takes a big chunk of my reading time. But actually, I'm committed to not let it take all the time of my reading. So I'm a journalist. That's what I did before I became an actor. So reading is a big part of has been a big part of my life. But I read all type of stuff, so articles and essays and books. And I normally read different books at the same time. So I can read a little bit of one depending on the mood. I read in Spanish and I read in English and I also read in French, depending on the author. Yeah, I read outside, in the garden in my house, and I also have a chair, which is like my little space, and it's inside. But I live in a house where the landscape integrates with the indoors. I come from South America, and we're pretty much in touch with nature. And I have the luck to live in California, which is also an amazing place with amazing landscapes and beautiful nature. And nature is pretty much part of our life here. So since I moved here, I felt the closest to my country, and I was very lucky and I'm very lucky to live in a house that reminds me also of what I left behind. And yeah, the garden is somehow integrated to the house. I think that the pandemic has been all about redefining spaces and also redefining interior spaces and appreciating every little corner of our space. I'm very grateful and very lucky, I could really practice the lockdown, which is a huge privilege in comparison to so many people around the world that didn't have the luxury to stay at home and to be in comfortable homes. It's been so hard for so many people, and especially I come from Latin America and I come from Venezuela specifically, and the crisis had hit my region in a very, very, very strong way. So that had made me even more appreciative of the luck that I have, and the fortune that I have. This has been a great time to realize that we need so little. Just to have space. I think that it's been a time to redefine space and the concept of space, and the importance of nature and things that we take for granted. I live in a city that lies by the ocean, and when the lockdown started here in California, I realized how few times I've been to the ocean, because you take it for granted. And I remember when the beaches were closed, then it's when you realize it's like now I want to go to the beach. I walk and I take hikes wherever and whenever it's possible, and I'm planning also some trips, into the nature. But I would be lying if I said that I'm a mountain biker, or I'm gonna try it. I mean, now I want to try everything, But you get caught up so much with the immediate stuff, when you're working and when you're traveling, and knock on wood, it's great, it's not a complaint. But I think that this time has really opened up, like doors inside of us that we didn't even know that existed. Sometimes we learn this way. And I'm an optimist. I think that we're going to come out stronger from this crisis. I mean, this storm's going to pass. This pandemic was a wake-up call for us to stop anticipating and expecting that much, and be more rooted in the present moment.